Assuming you've clicked on this video because you want to see why Chelsea will be major contenders next year, let me tell you why. But before we get in the video, and before I tell you, you've got to remember to like, subscribe and comment and enjoy the video. Welcome back to the Losey channel, and let's talk about why Chelsea will be major contenders next year. I've got my notes here, so if you see I like boom boom boom, don't worry, I'm not held hostage or anything. But right, anyways, so let's start with Chelsea getting Poch in what he's got to do next year. And for me, the first simple thing is get the players on board, because you can tell there's a divide in the camp and the squad is far too big, so I've got to offload players. For me, key examples of players I've got to get rid of: Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy, Kepa, Arrizabalaga, and Romelu Lukaku, as I just feel like Lukaku disrespected the club when he had left. But the transfers ins and out at Chelsea, there's been a lot of players linked and a lot of players leaving, and it's a good thing that they're getting a lot of players leaving, because I didn't expect them to get many players out, because a lot of big contracts, like people used to like Loftus-Cheek, not really going to get the money he's getting at Chelsea anywhere else. But I think his contract expires, I'm not sure. Conor Gallagher probably not going to get the money that he's going to get to Chelsea now, somewhere elsewhere. But he might, because, you know, I think if they're going to sell Conor Gallagher, they're going to probably demand somewhere between 25 to 45 million, which some clubs will be like, he's a decent player, but is he worth that much? Then people like Kovacic going to Man City, you know, Man City will be able to pay a decent sum to Chelsea, which would be good for them and help them in the financial fair play. Kante is actually leaving. I think Fabrizio Romano said it's done. If it is, I'll insert something here, I'll show you. But they're getting rid of players, and also these are just links: Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Kai Havertz, I think there's a player in there, and I think it's a player that Poch could work with. I think I don't know what it is, but it kind of reminds us of Dele Alli, but I don't know if he's it. I don't know if he's got the it factor for Chelsea. Matrani has played out of position, so it doesn't really help. Then Mason Mount, silly decision. Should never ever let him go. I know he's like, yeah, left, don't let him go. I think Poch, the first thing he should be saying is, I don't want him to go. Give him a contract, give him what he wants, because you've got to look at some players like Sterling, Koulibaly, getting these mega amounts of money. Not just them two, by the way, other players getting these mega money, and then you've got Mason Mount, and you say, well, I want to be valued, I want to feel valued. I've been here since I was 8 years old. Been Chelsea Player of the Year twice, won the Champions League with Chelsea. Come on, give us my worth, which he isn't getting. But let's go into the players Chelsea are linked with. So first, this was May the 6th. This was a long time ago, but they're linked with Andre Onana from Inter Milan. Decent keeper, sweeper keeper, can play with his feet. A keeper I actually thought Ten Hag might look at for Man United, but we'll see. But this is just, will Inter Milan sell one of the best goalkeepers? Probably not. They're in a Champions League final. If they win the Champions League final, you'd imagine he'd stay. And it says Chelsea are trying to manoeuvre themselves into a pole position to sign him as well. So we know Chelsea have got the money to just go. Because Todd Bowley showed it last summer. But they've got to have more of a strategy this time, I think, and be sensible, because you don't want to mess with financial fair play. You don't want to get yourself in any more transfer bans, because you know Chelsea be on the watch list and the board as before. Next is one that I don't think will happen, but it just says keeping an eye. And it says Neymar, and this is by the Daily Express. So it's probably, I don't think that Neymar will end up in the Premier League, to be honest with you. I think he'll probably stay at Paris, or he might even go to Saudi, you know, might sell his soul. But there's that one. But then this is one's coming today that I looked at before, and it's Chelsea will apparently make moves to Gabby Vega and Moises Caicedo from Brighton and Celta Vigo. Caicedo, brilliant footballer. I think he'll do so well at Chelsea. I actually believe he's the perfect Kante replacement. I think just get him in there, and I think he'll be perfect. And I think he'll take Chelsea. I think he'll massively, flourish at Chelsea and blossom into a great player. Gabby Vega, I haven't seen enough of him. He was linked with my club, Newcastle. He looks like he's going to be one for the future, but I don't know if he's just had one good season or what. But I'm sure Pochettino will be, because he's good with youngsters. I'm sure Poch will do a good job there. And then yeah, the price tag on Caicedo is apparently £90 million. I don't think he's worth £90 million. I think a fair deal, because we're getting, to be fair to Brighton, they've just lost McAllister for 35 million to Liverpool. That is ridiculous. I don't know why, because they give him a contract in December. I don't know why you would give him a £35 million release clause, but hey, they did it. But for Caicedo, I think the fair price would be about 45 to 65 million pounds. And that would be fair, but they're going to want as much money as they can, and I think Chelsea will probably end up paying it. And then also Harry Kane, it says could be fake. It's not like Fabrizio Romano hasn't said anything about this, but he's saying that if the realistic price is set, that Mauricio Pochettino wants a reunion with Harry Kane, although Man United and Real Madrid are in pole position and favourites to land Harry Kane. Where do I think you should go? I think you should stay in the Premier League. I think Real Madrid are really going to push to sign him because they've just lost Benzema to the Saudi League. But it seems that Real Madrid's top target is actually Kai Havertz, and apparently they're willing to pay up to 60 million. Which, if I was Chelsea and you got offered 60 million for Kai Havertz, I'd say have him. But you never know. But let's talk about how Pochettino will set up at Chelsea, and it's going to be for free attacking football because that's what he's played most of his career. He played it at PSG, kind of played it at Tottenham, and I believe he'll play it at Chelsea. And I think Sterling will be a key part for Poch. I think he'll love to use like a Sterling type player. Striker, we don't know. I do suspect him to sign a striker. However, I do think he would be able to get something out of Broja. But I definitely not a starter, because I don't believe Armando Broja will get you to the Champions League, or maybe get a few goals on the way, like a 12, 15 goals on the way, maybe less. But he's not a getting that back up because my phone died, unfortunately. I think we're talking about Broja. I was saying that he wasn't a 10, 15 goal striker. He might get 10, 15 goals, but other than that, I don't kind of believe in his qualities to be that just yet. He's still young, got time. I think he'd probably benefit of a loan, but you never know. Could surprise us. Could prove us wrong. Not unsure. And like I think on the right side, I think you could see. I think you might see an Noni Madueke feature, or I think you could see him try Mudryk on the left and actually try Still on the right. I'm not sure, and it's obviously about players he brings in. I think the midfield gets built around Enzo Fernandez. I could kind of see a Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and then I don't know who else he would like to play here. Might sign someone, might not. I think your left back, I think you stick with Cucurella and Chilwell, starting Chilwell over Cucurella. I think Cucurella's been poor. Right side, I think is Reece James. I mean, don't have to say much more, no. He's a brilliant player, one of the best right backs in the league, and you've got Malo Gusto coming back from his loan spell that they signed him in January, kept him out on loan to the end of the season, got Malo Gusto coming back. Centre backs, I'd probably sign one or two maybe. You've got Thiago Silva that might do a job, getting old. Chalobah, not really a fan of. He was kind of broke through when Tuchel was there. Koulibaly, shit in my opinion in the Premier League. Just been terrible. I'm probably missing players. I believe Chelsea probably should have tried the hardest to keep hold of Christensen and Rudiger when they had left there last summer, but they didn't. And I think they're gonna have to reinvest in that. And goalkeepers gonna have to invest in a goalkeeper, as I've said. I think with Onana. But the style, I think, like as Poch is going to play attacking football, I think what he has to drill into the team is you play as a team, and everything you do as a team. You try to get rid of because Chelsea feels very divided in individualness, and you've got to get them out of that. And I think you'll be able to do that. And Poch is good with young players, but Chelsea have a lot of young players that they've invested in. I think it'll be able to bring them up and through, and maybe even get them breaking into the first team. But there's a lot for Poch to do here. But you could say on the good side for Poch is there's no European football for Chelsea next year. So he's got a chance to focus on getting them into the top four and challenging for a domestic cup, which I think will be great. I think it'll do Chelsea wonders getting them back in the Champions League. And I think Poch getting a cup in England would be perfect for him. They won't challenge for the league, that's not going to happen. But they can challenge for that fourth spot, and they can definitely challenge for that third spot, because, let's be honest, Liverpool will be back next year. I expect my team Newcastle to fight at least to get into the top six. I think Tottenham will be back as well. They've got no room they can focus on. It's going to be a very competitive year. in the Premier League next year, because no Europe for Chelsea, no Europe for no Europe for Chelsea, no Europe for Tottenham. They're going to be aiming to get back in the Champions League because that's what everyone wants to play, and that's where they're going to attract players and get the most money in. I expect your Brighton and West Ham to fall off, because I know West Ham have got into the Europa League and they're going to spend money apparently, and especially with Rice growing. So I don't expect West Ham to challenge like that, like they did a couple of seasons ago. Obviously, last season in the league just gone, they were terrible in the league, but great in the Conference League because they won it last night. Well done, West Ham, by the way, if you're West Ham fans watching this. Don't expect them to challenge. I kind of expect Brighton to fall off a bit. I don't think they'll have a big enough squad, even though they've made good additions like Milner, who's got experience, and Mohamed Dahoud, and they've got João Pedro, who's not experienced, and it's going to be a hit or miss signing him, and they're going to invest in other players. You know, Brighton's recruitment is very good. But I think Newcastle, will compete. Man U will compete. Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, all going to compete. It's going to be great. It's going to be a nice toss and turn up next year in the league. But I think this is definitely the best season for Chelsea to get back into the Champions League with having a big squad, because they're going to cut the squad down and get rid of players, but they're still going to have a big squad, and that's going to be good for them in the league and then in the cups. And I do think Chelsea are going to win a Carabao Cup or FA Cup next year. I think that'd be the aim with getting back in the Champions League. But last year they were just, I don't know what happened last year, and I just feel like it was just some point the candle went out and they were just like, well, we're not going to get Europe, can't win anything, like what we're playing for, and we are these big ego players are going to be like, well, got nothing to play for, so I just won't try. And I think the one standout player for me with Chelsea in the season just gone, when they had nothing to play for, was Enzo Fernandez. I thought he was mint, and I think he's got to be the player Chelsea build around in that midfield, because I think he's a key player, and what's he on, like an 8-year contract? Like, he is some player, but they're lucky to have a player like him. Well, they're not lucky because they've built a reputation in the good club, but I think any team would be lucky to have an Enzo Fernandez. And thinking about Poch as well, guys, is Poch knows English football. He knows the ins and outs of it, and he's been there at Tottenham, he's been in Champions League finals, he's been in top 4 finishes, he's been in the title race with Leicester that he came... did he come third in? Because I'm sure Arsenal came second that year or something like that. But nevertheless, he was in the title race for the majority of the season. And he knows how to get a team playing at the highest level possible. And that's what in the Premier League, your team's got to be at the highest level possible to be in that Champions League. And I think Poch will do that. And if you're asked for a prediction now, I think there's only one way this goes. I think it's fantastic. I think Pochettino will succeed at Chelsea in his first season, and I bring this to you because his track record at Tottenham and how he worked at Tottenham, and he was able to get Tottenham into Champions League and title races and Champions League finals. And I just feel like with Chelsea, he's going to have more tools, more money, more of a backing, and that's why I think he succeeds at my club. But I want Chelsea fans to let me know how you feel about it, because there's been very mixed opinions on Poch, and will he do well, will he not do well? So I'm excited to see how he does. But nevertheless, guys, please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.